Good morning, my dear Christian brother or sister, as we start a new month of hopefully living our very best life in Jesus Christ. Well, as you probably know, we recently started a sewing ministry in our church, and it's already provided myself and my wife much joy. And frankly, the other ladies involved seem to be just as excited as we are. Sewing was something I learned at an early age, and I've always enjoyed it when I've had the time to indulge. With that said, it's been a long time since I've done any real sewing, mostly doing the occasional hem or repairing a ripped pair of pants. Because of Nancy's upbringing, she never really learned to sew, depending on me to take care of that particular task in our marriage. Until yesterday. Yesterday, my dear wife sewed a quilting square. It was an amazing achievement. It was lovely, and it was accomplished with much prayer and a modicum of frustration on her part. I, of course, was there to help her when things went awry, but I will say this, a few mistakes were made, and she certainly needs to know, well, she certainly knows now how to use a seam ripper. See, I was taught to sew by both my mother and a wonderful lady whom we boys called Mom Crowder. Both of my grandmothers were gone long before I was born, so she lovingly took on that role while taking care of us before we went to school and for many years after. Mom Crowder was an old country woman who was sometimes a sea of contradictions. She was a wonderful housekeeper, clean to a fault, and yet she rubbed snuff, which is not a very nice habit. She was loving one minute and a harsh disciplinarian the next, exactly what four rambunctious boys needed. She was a wonderful Christian woman, and she and her husband, whom we called Pop, were quite literally a godsend to my mother and father. Anyway, as I was helping Nancy, there were a few times when she got frustrated and she threatened to give up, overcome with making and fixing mistakes or having it not turn out the way she'd planned. As I encouraged her, I couldn't help but hear Mom Crowder's voice in my ear. See, I used to get frustrated when I was first starting out to sew. And when I would mess up sewing and get frustrated and just say, I'm going to give up, she would say, "We never waste material. You can fix it. You just have to do it like God does, one stitch at a time." God never wastes material. Every sewer I know has not only tons of material laying around, but they have a bag of, or box or bin of scraps from other things. Pants, shirts, quilts, anything. And every so often they will discover the place for it, sewing it into a place it was never really made to go, but somehow with a little effort made perfect in that place. Some of the most beautiful quilts and art pieces I have ever seen have been created from such scrap bins. And I can't help but think so it is with God. You see, He takes the dirty, rejected, the flawed, the faded, the mismatched, the pieces that were just plain rejected for one reason or another, and finds the right place for them, makes them beautiful, functional, whole, one stitch at a time. I don't know about you, but I'm so very grateful He didn't reject the dirty, messed up, ragged bit of abused and forgotten material that was myself, and was willing to take me and wash me and use me to His will. I'm glad He knows the purpose He has for us, and I'm so very thankful that He is the God of fixing mistakes, repairing lives, and He never wastes material. We have His assurance that He's always with us, working on us to craft perfection. Where there was just a mess of scraps, unwanted, unloved, and frankly useless to the world, but nevertheless beautiful in His eyes. And we can absolutely be assured that He will never quit working on us until we are perfect. Philippians 1:6 tells us to be confident of this, that He who began a good work in you will carry it on to completion until the day of Jesus Christ. One stitch at a time. I hope you make today a fantastic day. I hope to see you at Bible study tonight. Just remember, I'm here if you need me, and I truly love you all. Bye-bye.